So I'm joined now by Paul Judge, VP and Chief Research Officer at Barracuda Networks. So thank you for joining us today, Paul. Firstly, what are you seeing at the moment as the current trends on the threat landscape?
The current trends on the threat landscape really involve the attacker trying to get in front of more eyeballs and trying to have more efficient attacks to reach those end users. And so we see the attackers focusing a lot of attention on social networks, as well as focusing a lot of attention on compromising popular websites.
So what can we as industry professionals do to stop this and counteract it?
So there are a couple gaps that are allowing the attackers to do what they're doing right now. And one of the main problems is they're taking advantage of these user-generated content sites. And the trust model on the web today is a domain level trust. And there's this gap between knowing when you're on Facebook or on Twitter, are you dealing with a real account or a fake account, or even a legitimate account at all. And so really the education and adding security measures to these platforms is something that we need to do as a community.
And you mentioned education there, and I think awareness and education has been something we've been talking quite a lot about over the course of the conference. Is it something that we're doing enough of, and are the general public educated enough about information security threats?
So it's something that is falling behind tremendously. As more and more users are coming online, and there's networks like Pinterest and Instagram that are bringing people to the internet that wouldn't traditionally be there, and people are spending more and more time online, the attackers have a much wider audience to target. And those individuals have not been educated about what Facebook page is real, which Facebook page is fake, should I reply to this particular app on this network? And so there's a lot of work left to do around education.
And you once won a Young Innovation Award, and I'm just wondering what you think of the innovation that's currently going on in the industry. Are we doing enough of it? Should we be doing more, and in what areas?
So I think the industry has a lot left to do around innovation, and it starts with the vendors that have to get off of the traditional approaches and really just rapidly innovate the same way the attackers are doing. The attackers are not being shy about innovating. They're coming up with new tricks and techniques every week. And so the industry, the vendors need to do more of that, but also enterprises need to do more of that. We need to move away from the security measures that worked 7 years ago, because the web is totally different today.
So are we falling behind the bad guys at every corner?
Yes, we are. The bad guys don't have much to lose, so they were taking chances in rolling out new techniques, and they do so very rapidly. They don't have a lot of the processes that legitimate companies have, so they're able to move so much more quickly than the rest of us as an industry. And so we have to think about that and look at how do we go out ahead of them.
And as someone that's built and sold many businesses yourself, what do you make of the mergers and acquisition landscape in the industry at the moment?
There's a lot going on. A lot of goodness is going on in mergers and acquisitions, because many pieces are people that have larger platforms that are bringing in new innovative security technologies to roll out to their larger audience. And so for a large company, it's a quick way to bring the latest advances to your customer base without having to go through all of the R&D internally. And for a smaller company, it's a chance to take your cool technology that you've built and get it around the world faster. And so I like what's happening with the M&A landscape.
So finally, each of these conferences every year tends to have some kind of theme, be it cloud or buy your own devices, some of the ones in the past. What theme do you think we're going to be seeing at next year's conference?
Next year's conference, I think we'll see a lot more around mobile. We've been hinting at it for a while, but if you look at what's going on with the number of new tablets and smartphones, and the attackers focusing over the last 6 to 9 months more heavily on that, I see a lot of enterprises starting to ask that question, and so I think as we come together as a community next year, we'll spend a lot of time on that.
Paul, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.